Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma is proud to present The Shasteen Show from London's in downtown Tullahoma. Brought to you by Southern Community Bank, Rogers Insurance Group, and Mission Collision. Now, here are your hosts, Scott Shasteen and Ken Keller.
It is a perfect Monday afternoon in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Welcome into this edition of The Shasteen Show. Along with Ken Keller, I'm Scott Shasteen. Yes, our man is back. Ken, where you been?
I'm back.
Where you been?
I've been down to Jasper, Georgia with work for a week. I've been to Tuscaloosa to watch an Alabama football practice on a off day, on a Saturday, and I've been up around Crossville, Tennessee, man. I've been all over the place.
You were in beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee a couple of weeks ago, and I told our listeners and viewers that we were having the blood transfusion for you. Did it take?
There you go. It didn't take, man.
It didn't take.
It did not
Well,
take,
we gave it our best shot.
That's
anyway.
right. That's right.
Hey, it's football season. It is football season. It's here after the long 8-month nightmare. Football is back. High school football begins this week, so we are going to break down all the games involving teams in our area. We're going to do a quick rundown of some of the regions in our area. We'll certainly break down this Tullahoma-Shelbyville matchup a little bit more. We've got trivia. We got all kind of things going on tonight. Ken Keller, football's here, man.
Oh, football's here, man, but before we get to football, you know, Tiger had some big ratings last night, 69% bump over last year's PGA tournament. No, man, I mean, that's your boy.
Did you watch it?
I watched some of it Saturday. I taped it yesterday. Have not had a chance to watch it, but I tell you what, only 2 strokes off the pace, and I don't think he hit a fairway the first 8 holes, did he?
I wasn't going to play spoiler for you. But he did not hit a fairway the first 9 holes. No fairway.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in trouble every hole. He kept getting pars and birdies.
Incredible.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
If he had just hit a fairway or 2, or if Brooks Koepka had just not been nerves of steel spectacular, Tiger Woods would have won his, 15th major?
Yeah, he's won 14 at 42, and I've told you multiple times. I don't know what I'm going to do if he wins one, because I told you on this show several times he would never win another one. And I'm about ready to change my mind. All he's got to do is get Brooks to stay home, because that guy's won 3 majors in the last 2 years. And, you know, Tiger's 64 yesterday was the best round. Now, the guy's 42 years old, won 14 majors. Think about this, Scott. His lowest round ever in a major on a Sunday at 42 years old. That's pretty amazing.
Because he's never trailed heading into Sunday and won a major. So he's never had to shoot a 64 to win. He's always been ahead by 8 strokes heading into Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So it's exciting. I mean, the dude is back.
He is.
Will he ever be Tiger of 2000, 2001? No. Age is age. But he's back. His game is back. He was spectacular. Yeah. It was so fun to sit and watch.
He's
Frankly,
getting that swag.
Watched 5 hours of golf on Sunday, which hadn't done that in a few years.
Well, really, the popularity of golf with Tiger's resurgence is really catching on. You look at these other pro sports and some of the things that they're doing wrong in a bad way, on the field and in a marketing sense. You know, right now, college football and pro golf, that's probably about the hottest 2 things going right now.
Brooks Koepka, he is amazing.
He is.
I mean, people used to talk about Tiger being ripped.
Yeah.
Brooks Koepka is ripped.
Yeah, he wears his shirts a little bit about 3 sizes too small to show them pipes off. But I mean, you guys, amazing. I heard him last night on the Golf Channel talking about how he went and worked out for 2 hours before the championship round on Sunday, which I thought was amazing. He said, I didn't want to lay in bed for 2 hours. I wanted to go exercise. I went to the gym, and really he won it on the front 9 after getting 2. He had 2 bogeys in a row. Came back to the field a little bit, then he had 3 birdies in a row on 7, 8, 9, and that really is what did it for him.
Really stretched it out. So a great tournament. It's great to see Tiger back. I think it just makes, and the ratings are obvious, it makes everybody enjoy golf more. Whether you like him or not, you watch. Mm-hmm. It's the Michael Jordan effect of golf. I mean, you watch those NBA finals, you didn't give a flip about the Chicago Bulls or the Utah Jazz, but you watched them finals because it was Michael Jordan.
That's right.
You might not give a flip about boxing, but you watched Ali Frazier because it was Ali.
Yeah.
That's just those transcendent athletes. Tiger Woods, one of them.
Absolutely, and of course, you know Tiger's really back and he's in his element. But he goes to the locker room at the end, the clubhouse, and lays a lip lock on somebody's. I don't know if it was their girlfriend, their wife. He kissed somebody going into the clubhouse. Don't know who it was. And then Twitter said, "Oh, he's really back."
Oh, he's really back.
Yeah.
And she gave him a nice little pat on the buttocks.
Yes.
All right, we're going to play a little trivia here, but first I want to give you the football rundown for the Bowman Media Group radio stations. All right, it's very simple. Got 3 stations. Here we go. The Rooster 101.5 will have Tullahoma Wildcat football and Tennessee Volunteer football. The Duck 93.9 will have Oakland Patriot High School football and Middle Tennessee State University college football. Whiskey Country 105.1 will have Moore County High School football and the Alabama Crimson Tide on Saturday. So 3 stations, 3 different options on Friday night, 3 different options on Saturday. Ken, I think that's pretty spectacular.
That's an all-star lineup right there, man. You can catch MTSU, Tennessee, Alabama, Moore County, Tullahoma, and Oakland. Hey, it don't get much better than that. Who are we leaving out?
I don't know, but I know 2 of those 6 teams played for championships last year. Oakland lost a heartbreaker to Maryville.
Yes, they did.
And I think Alabama won a pretty exciting game against those pesky Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think 31-28, Maryville over Oakland in the 6A state championship game. And then, of course, Alabama 26-23. 26-20 over the Georgia Bulldogs. No, 26-23.
I don't remember that.
They were both 3-point games.
Who cares? All right, let's play a little trivia. It's time to throw out this trivia question here. And Ken, tell our listeners and our viewers on Light Tube beginning Wednesday, who have no chance to win, what they could have won had they been listening and been at London's Monday night.
That's right. This gift is always. Now, I stumped the audience. I listened in. I was in Georgia. I listened in.
It was a great question.
I heard you repeat the question over and over, but we stumped our audience, so I've got a layup this week. Somebody's going to win real fast tonight. This prize donated, as always, by Tullahoma Awards and Gifts at Northgate Mall. Our good friend Brian Balkersell and his brother Scott. This Atlanta Braves room plaque, this metal plaque, just put it in above your door, lintel to your favorite room, in your man cave, in your bedroom, in your living room, wherever.
Or your she shed.
Yeah, that's right. And show support for the Atlanta Braves here. But we got a football-related question, but you can win this Atlanta Braves. They're doing well. They're hanging in there.
They won game 1 of a doubleheader today.
There you go.
Going to play game 2 here in a few minutes.
Of course, the division that the Washington Nationals was picked to win by 30 games, that's not going to happen, Scott. I'm really starting to like the Braves' chances. They play well together. Good team chemistry.
They're sticking around.
They are
which
sticking
is exciting.
around. Yep.
All right, this is a layup, so I'm going to set a pre-qualifier on this to start with. You have to come in the front door, the Lincoln Street door of London's, and answer this question in order to win. Now, if we get down to the end of the show and we haven't had a winner yet, I might change the rule. But for now, to start with, you've got to walk in this front door during the show and give us the answer. It is a cream puff question to win this nice Atlanta Braves street sign. Here we go. How many points did the Tullahoma football Wildcats score in the first half of the season opener in last year's 37-29 victory over the Shelbyville Golden Eagles? How many points did Tullahoma score in the first half? You must come in to the Lincoln Street front door of London's, give us the answer. You'll be a winner of this nice Atlanta Braves street sign. So get that done quickly, and let's get that thing out of here. Ken, we're not going to waste a lot of time tonight.
Right.
We've crossed the barrier on the calendar. It's football time in Tennessee.
It is.
And so we no longer can come into this hour-long show and sort of breeze it for 15 minutes and go into our content in the second segment because it's going to run out really fast.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it.
Well, let's get right into it, but I do have one business I need to take care of.
All right.
Okay, because we only got 5 minutes in this first segment. So
and you're going to use it up.
I'm going to use it up. And the rest of the 45, we can do our plan, okay, because I think we got time. I think this is important because it's going to set the tone for the season.
If you want to talk about it, it's very important.
All right. I missed the last 2 weeks, but being with my partner here. But my 5 faces of Telema football was very close to yours. You did an excellent job on that, by the way. I had Antonio Sticks London. The linebacker tied in for Tullahoma. The guy, he lettered in basketball, football, track, and even baseball. Now, I don't remember him playing baseball, but I read that he did that. Also played baseball, believe it or not. Of course, played on the 1992 Alabama National Championship team in the route over Miami. Drafted 1993. We know about that. Detroit Lions, played a year with the Green Bay Packers. Antonio Stick London. Not very many Wildcats have won national championships and played in the NFL, so he was on my list. Second, John Olive, class act. You picked John as well. 185 wins. The guy does not make excuses when he loses. When he wins with grace and he loses with class, and he never makes excuses. Never heard him in a post-game interview or on one of his shows recapping the next day making any excuses, Scott. You've interviewed him many times after those games and asked the hard questions of him. He doesn't make excuses, does he?
9 times out of 10, coaches didn't do a very good job this week.
Yep.
Coaches have got to get better this week.
You're exactly right. So John Olive on my list. John's character, work ethic, and sportsmanship qualities exemplify who he is as a Wildcat coach. And quite frankly, what's he been, around a quarter of a century now? 25 years, 26 season, won 185 games. The guy's a winner on the field and off the field, and he teaches the guys the right way to be a success. I've seen him speak many times at Boy Scouts of America, Rotary Club, eulogizing funerals. Saw him at King Pearson's do a eulogy there. They did a great job on that about with him just about a month ago. And so John's really active and a valuable part of this community. This was going to surprise you because this was not on your list, but it's on mine, okay? His favorite twins were not the Hollis twins of the state semifinal 1987 Wildcats. His favorite twins are the Toxic twins of Aerosmith, Steven Tyler and Joe Perry. The voice of THS football since 1984, play-by-play man, C. Scott Shasteen makes my list. No, this is not a joke. I'm dead serious. If John Ward can span 4 centuries and make the Vols Faces top 5 list, then certainly Scott is worthy enough to make the Vol Faces, the Wildcat 5 Faces list. He spans part of 4 decades. John Ward's influence molded Scott into a Wildcat broadcasting fixture. With a pregame ritual that only a select few have been privileged to witness, his game calls are stuff of legend. His compilation of halftime statistical data is quick, amazing, and accurate. The voice of the Wildcats, Scott Shasteen, makes my list. I had to get that in, man.
Wow.
For 2 weeks. I had this ready 2 weeks ago.
That's stunning.
And when I found out, I got off that one job, and I'm on my way back to tell him, I said, no, you got to go to Knoxville and get this job done. I said, man, I'm not going to be able to get this in tonight. So, man, I really cherished our first year. It was really fun together. I'm looking forward to this second year. So, I also had Frank Mullins.
I was going to keep you around anyway.
You was going to keep me around anyway. Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Frank Mullins, had him as my 4th Wildcat. You mentioned it, 12 runs of 80-plus yards, phenomenal. Had a youth football league named after him. And then Dr. Jamil Northcutt. I also had him on my list. Look, the guy wins the Chucky Mullins Award while he's at Ole Miss. And the statistics that guy had as a senior, I don't think anybody's matched his defensive statistics. They were absolutely unbelievable. As a senior, 189 tackles his senior season, 11 quarterback sacks, 4 caused fumbles, first team All-Mid-State, award after award after award. Head coach John Olive once cited Eli Grove and Jamil Northcutt as 2 guys he's coached that stood out with incredible focus, passion, and work ethic, and he did win that Chucky Mullins Award in 2003. High honorable mention, lots of guys, but I got Mr. Wildcat Mike Finn as high honorable mention. You can't talk Tullahoma football without seeing Mike Finn down there in pregame, walking around fired up, There's one thing. The guy spent several years with me in Little League Baseball, but, man, Little League Baseball pales in comparison for Mike when it comes to Tullahoma football and John Olive and those players. Man, he exemplifies what high school football is all about, just a fan of the game. Scott, congratulations on being one of my 5 faces of Tullahoma Wildcat football.
Wait till I tell Steve Matthews that you bumped him off the mountaintop with me.
Yeah, I had a lot of other guys on here. I had, you got to look at Dub Cooper, Creed McClure, Dan Bland, Joe Gaddis, a great lineage of high school coaches here. Prolific quarterback season, Steve Matthews, Robert Matthews, Cass Barnes, Jared Davis, and most recently Nick Barstead. Running backs like John Bear, Wayne Shaw, Maurice Shaw, Trey and Amari Burks, Tyrone Harden, who scampered with toughness, grit, and power. And then look at some other defensive players we've been blessed with in the past, Mike Matthews and Rob Norman. So I can only get 5. My list was very close to yours, only a couple changes.
Well, I vote we adopt your list.
All right.
I like it a lot better. I appreciate that. Region 4A. That's Tullahoma's region. The Wildcats take on Shelbyville Thursday night at 7 o'clock. We're going to start breaking down high school football next. Driven by Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma, live downtown at London's. It's the Shasteen Show on 93.9 The Duck.
Have you heard the news? The Russell Barnett Automotive family has launched its new and improved website. That's russellbarnett.com. With over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, then look no further than russellbarnett.com. Online service appointments, customer testimonials, and vehicle history reports, this website has it all. We are the largest Middle Tennessee family-owned dealership with 5 locations to choose from. russellbarnett.com, and why buy anywhere else?
I'm working with a home buyer from Louisiana, and he asked me what type of internet access we have in Tullahoma. So I told him all about LightTube, and he said, "You're kidding me. There's fiber optics available in Tullahoma?" And I said, "Not only that, but it's great service, most reliable. You get to work with people in Tullahoma, and it's awesome." And he said, "People need to know in Tullahoma how lucky they are."
Think there's only one way to earn a college degree? It's time to explore your alternatives at Motlow State Community College. With our diverse degree options, a variety of course formats, and convenient locations, students can customize a college experience to fit any lifestyle, budget, or schedule. There are countless ways to get the education you need. Come explore them with us at Motlow State Community College.
Do you need more? More golf, hunting, or camping? More basketball, soccer, and baseball? Do you need more football? Do you just need more sports? LightTube's digital sports tier has more sports. Offering 12 additional sports channels for only $3 additional a month? What are you waiting on? Call 455-4515 and get more today.
Centrally located to the colleges, high schools, and middle schools it serves across southern Middle Tennessee, Sports Plus is also Tullahoma's only locally owned sports store with brands like Under Armour, Wilson, Rawlings, Majestic Athletics, and New Era baseball caps. Owner Joe Barstad has something for all fans and athletes alike, from pro and college apparel to your favorite hometown team. Sports Plus also works with the latest uniform trends and technology. Learn more at sportsplustullahoma.com.
93.9 The Duck, your local radio station playing the classic hits you know and love. The Duck covers all your local high school and college sports, from the Shasteen Show on Monday nights to Alabama football on Saturdays. Spreading the word to our listeners about your local business from southern Middle Tennessee to North Alabama is what the Duck does. If you're a new business looking to grow or an established business looking to expand, the Duck has a custom plan to fit your needs. So become part of the flock with 93.9 The Duck.
You're watching The Shasteen Show, presented by Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma on LightTube Channel 23 and 93.9 The Duck. Now back to Scott and Ken at London's in downtown Tullahoma.
Welcome back to downtown T-Town. It is a absolutely gorgeous late summer Monday afternoon. Weather's just spectacular. Let's hope it just stays this way till Thursday night when we go down to Wilkins Stadium and bring you Tullahoma Wildcat football on the Rooster, 101.5, the Rooster. Tullahoma and Shelbyville. Ken, we're going to change a little bit the order that we'd sort of talked about, previewing these regions first, but I mean, it's game week, and we know how we are. We get to talking about these regions, and before we know it, it'll be 7 o'clock, and we will have not talked about the games. And there's a bunch of great games coming up.
There he is.
So let's get right into the games this week, and let's start with Tullahoma and Shelbyville. Last year, the Wildcats jumped out in front. I won't give the score because that's a trivia question. No. By the way, get in here, come in the front door from Lincoln Street, the front door of London's, and give me the answer to this trivia question so you can win this Atlanta Braves street sign. How many points did the Tullahoma football team score last year in the first half of the season opener against Shelbyville? Simple question. How many points?
Simple.
So the Wildcats jumped out in front. Golden Eagles came back. Tullahoma won it.
Yeah.
Ended the 21-game losing streak. The Wildcats went on to finish with a 5-5 record, did not make the playoffs. Now, Shelbyville finished with a considerably better record, did make the playoffs, and had the number one passing quarterback in the state of Tennessee, Grayson Trammell. Shelbyville last year finished 5-6. They didn't make the playoffs, but they got beat. So both teams basically 5-5. Trammell's coming back. Yeah. But all of his top receivers are not. Yeah. They've got some decent linemen, including an all-state player in Smith as a junior. But the longer this goes, and the more I've seen Tullahoma and talked about Tullahoma, seen them practice, seen them play a little bit, the better I feel about the Wildcat chances. I think this is a toss-up right here. Yeah. I sort of like Tullahoma's chances against Shelbyville.
It's going to be a great game. And, you know, look, now, it was a tale of two halves. I'm not going to give any scores away. It was a tale of two halves. You know, and you mentioned those Shelbyville wide receivers. The top 4 targets are gone for Grayson Trammell. He threw for 515 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks in that game, 2 humongous picks in the first half, non-offensive touchdown, pick sixes for the Tullahoma Wildcats. But those 2 receivers, Jeremiah White and Avery Brown, had over 200 yards. Both those guys, double-digit catches, 200-plus yards in receptions. That's 400-plus yards just those 2 guys. They're gone. Also, Luke Davidson gone, and he was all-region last year. I like Tullahoma's chances as well with those guys gone. I want to see if Shelbyville, what kind of playmakers they got at the wide receiver skill positions.
And the 2 guys who had those pick sixes are both back, Ty Cox and Kobe Burks. Quick rundown, Tullahoma starting lineup. Got it fresh off the press today, straight from the old ball coach's mouth. The wide receivers, Race Marin, Jake Hollingsworth, Kobe Burks. The tight end, number 8, Matt Ross. Across that offensive line, Ty Cox, River Jenkins, Paul Henry, Tydrell Mitchell, he's a sophomore, and Colton Morris. The running back is Bryson Korn, now 5'11", 225 on the roster, and the quarterback, junior Ben Fulton. Across that defensive front, Cox, Ross, Mitchell, and a freshman gets the start. Ian Poe, 6'2", 250 freshman, starting on that defensive line. The linebackers, Samari Lane, Peyton Howard, Hunter Jewell. Bryson Korn will not start at linebacker. I like the move. I think Jewell can fill that spot. We know Lane and Howard can get the job done. I like keeping Bryson fresh. I think it'll make a big difference in Tullahoma's running game.
I agree.
Defensive backfield, Marin Burks, Caleb Stroop, and Sam Brock. One noticeable name missing from this starting lineup is Quentin Howard.
Yeah.
Quentin Howard not in this starting lineup. He's going to play a lot. We know that.
Yeah.
Race Marin will do the kicking, the place kicking when he's fully healthy. If he's not, Matt Marcel will do the place kicking. Will Stone will do the punting. Return guys, you know, it's going to be – it depends on just who's rested, who got a little rest. It'll be Burks. It'll be Marin. It could be Quentin Howard. It'll be those speed guys. But that's your Tullahoma starting lineup. We both sort of like the Cats.
I think, we like Thursday the Cats. And, you know, really, Depth is going to be a big thing in this game. You watch the replay. I watched the replay last night, the second half, trying to figure out what happened to Tullahoma in the second half. Tullahoma struggled in the second half, but you know what? There was a lot of cramping. You commented on it. Multiple guys on both sides going out of the cramps. It was hot, humid. And a key thing that I watched, just going back and watching the replay of that game, Nick Barstead had to go in and play numerous reps at cornerback in the second half, and I think we lost some offensive efficiency because we had to play our quarterback at cornerback on defense, Scott.
Yeah, I think another factor was that Tullahoma had lost 21 games in a row.
Yes.
All of a sudden they were up huge at halftime. Remember, only one player that took the field for Tullahoma during that ball game had ever been on the sidelines in a winning football game. Barstead was the only guy. So none of those guys had ever won a high school football game. They're up big at the half. It was natural for them to let down. They hung on and won. So we like Tullahoma to beat Shelbyville Thursday night. Maplewood is both of our favorites to win Region 4-4A. Maplewood will open up against McGavock Friday night. McGavock, pretty good 6A team. It's a huge school. Maplewood got a couple of transfers in. They've still got Bobo Hodges at quarterback. They're huge on defense. If you read through those sizes in Murphy Ferris Tennessee High School Football Magazine, huge on defense. It's all about discipline and composure for the Maplewood Panthers. I like them to beat McGavock. I think Maplewood's going to win Region 4-4A.
I agree with you. I think Maplewood's also going to win Region 4-4A. I think this is going to be a close game against McGavock. It's at McGavock. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. McGavock won this game last year 25-24 to open the season. So I expect with McGavock at home, this is going to be a really close contest.
I'll take Maplewood by a couple of touchdowns. I think they're that much better this year. Marshall County, the team that most pick will finish either second or third in Region 4-4A. Maplewood is the consensus pick by most of the so-called experts. Marshall County, they're going to be on TV Friday night. They're going to go to Cane Ridge, take on Cane Ridge High School. Remember, Cane Ridge played for the 5A state championship last year. They lost it, but they played for it. Marshall County has lost their starting quarterback, Bryce Wallace. He transferred to Giles County. I do not like Marshall County's chances here. I think that the Tigers get not boat raced at Cane Ridge because Marshall County still got a lot of good athletes, but I believe Cane Ridge wins it.
Yeah, I just don't know what Marshall County now has at quarterback with the loss of Bryce Wallace transferring to Giles County, going back there to Pulaski. Cane Ridge won this game by touchdown last year, 27-20. Close game at Marshall County, but they're home this time, and we're going to see Marshall County with not a whole lot of time to prepare after the loss of their quarterback. I think they're going to struggle in the passing game. I give Cane Ridge the win in this one as well.
Coach Osteen will straighten out Marshall County halfway through the year. They'll be good. They'll be ready. But I believe this early, like you, they're going to struggle. Everything they've done has been in preparation of Bryce Wallace being the starting quarterback. Continuing in Region 4-4A, the Nolensville Knights, who have their senior class for the first time, takes on Fayetteville. Now, this is a Class 4A team against a Class 1A team. Nolensville, as Coach Olive told us a couple of weeks ago, is really a 6A school. They've grown that fast. When reclassification comes next year, they'll probably get bumped up to 6A, but they're 4A right now. Nolensville has everybody back from last year. Now, they do have a new head coach. Last year, Fayetteville City jumped out to a 26-0 lead. Nolensville fought back and lost by a point. I don't look for that to happen this year. I look for Nolensville to beat Fayetteville in this season opener.
I agree. I'm actually picking Nolensville to finish second in Tullahoma's region. I think they're going to jump up in front of Marshall County with them losing Bryce Wallace at quarterback. They are absolutely loaded. Brandon Wharton Jr., Zach Campbell, and then, of course, who can forget Colton Dooley, who looked like Mike Alstott running against Tullahoma last year. They got all those guys back, as you said, and they've got some players.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I like Nolensville to win this game as well. They won't lose twice in a row to the Fayetteville Tigers.
And the Spring Hill Raiders, who are sort of the wild card in Region 4-4A, They've gotten a couple of transfers in now. They've got a new head coach. Spring Hill's the kind of program that has some great peaks and some deep, deep valleys. Last year, they just didn't know what they wanted. When we played them, they looked fantastic.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, they had multiple players quit, kicked off the team. The whole thing just fell apart. Who knows what you're going to get in Spring Hill? I think we know what we're going to get in Summit. They were Region 5 5A champions last year. This is a quality 5A program. They're picked by 5A coaches to win that region again this year. I'm not liking Spring Hill's chances against Summit.
Well, this was another, those 3 games we've showcased now with Maplewood, Nolensville, and now Spring Hill, 1-point games or one-possession games. Spring Hill won last year against Summit 21-20. They upset it. The Raiders upset them. It's not going to happen this year. Summit Spartans are at home. They're going to win this game and knock off Spring Hill.
And finally, in Region 4-4A, predicted by everybody that you see to finish at the bottom, the Lawrence County Wildcats. They open up against Lincoln County. The Wildcats host the Falcons. That's always a tight battle. I don't think either one of those football teams are very good. Lincoln County has a new head coach in Tim Johnson, who played there. Lawrence County head coach David Marston in his 15th year there in Lawrenceburg. Again, neither one of them very good. I really have no idea who to pick here. I'll just pick Lawrence County because they're at home.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I was shocked last year when Lawrence County went to the pit and upset Lincoln County 14-10 in Week 1. I thought Lincoln County probably had a few more athletes. However, I think the Falcons are going to flip the script. I'm going to take them to beat the Wildcats on the road this year and return, get some revenge there. So I'm going to take Tim Johnson, first-year head coach. I believe he played football at Vanderbilt collegiately. He was a great defensive back, superior athlete, and I think him taking over, he's going to win his first game and go 1-0.
It's just such a struggle down there between Fayetteville City and Lincoln County for the best players. And then you got border counties that raid Lincoln County for the best players. It's just a struggle, but I hope Tim Johnson turns that thing around. Lincoln County has great history.
Yes.
When we were younger, Lincoln County was just a powerhouse. Even in Coach Olive's early years, whenever he played Lincoln County, it was just a real battle. And last few years, they've really fallen off. So it'd be good to see Lincoln County get back, just not when Tullahoma plays them.
That's right.
So there's your games involving Region 4-4A teams. Lots of other good games to preview, lots of other regions to talk about. We'll do it on the other side. Driven by Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma, live downtown at London's. It's the Shasteen Show on 93.9 The Duck.
Have you heard the news? The Russell Barnett Automotive family has launched its new and improved website. That's russellbarnett.com. With over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, then look no further than russellbarnett.com. Online service appointments, customer testimonials, and vehicle history reports, this website has it all. We are the largest Middle Tennessee family-owned dealership with 5 locations to choose from. russellbarnett.com, and why buy anywhere else?
Think there's only one way to earn a college degree? It's time to explore your alternatives at Motlow State Community College. With our diverse degree options, a variety of course formats, and convenient locations, students can customize a college experience to fit any lifestyle, budget, or schedule. There are countless ways to get the education you need. Come explore them with us at Motlow State Community College.
Do you need more? More golf, hunting, or camping? More basketball, soccer, and baseball? Do you need more football? Do you just need more sports? LightTube's digital sports tier has more sports. Offering 12 additional sports channels for only $3 additional a month? What are you waiting on? Call 455-4515 and get more today.
93.9 The Duck, your local radio station playing the classic hits you know and love. The Duck covers all your local high school and college sports, from the Shasteen Show on Monday nights to Alabama football on Saturdays. Spreading the word to our listeners about your local business from southern Middle Tennessee to North Alabama is what the Duck does. If you're a new business looking to grow or an established business looking to expand, the Duck has a custom plan to fit your needs. So become part of the flock with 93.9 The Duck.
You're watching The Shasteen Show, presented by Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma on LightTube Channel 23 and 93.9 The Duck. Now back to Scott and Ken at London's in downtown Tullahoma.
You know, if our weather guy is going to continue to say an increased chance of showers on Thursday, we just need to stop playing that and change it. What we need is no chance of showers on Thursday. Clear skies at about 75, right?
If it does rain, let's throw out a hypothetical.
We're in the press box.
We're dry. Okay.
That's the first positive thing.
If we have a sideline reporter, he won't be dry. But
won't be dry.
Who,
but
who has the advantage, Scott? Tullahoma or Shelbyville on a wet ball day? Say if the weather is inclement and we get some pretty good showers, does that adversely affect Grayson Trammell, or does that adversely affect our defensive backs trying to cover Trammell's receivers?
I believe it adversely affects the Golden Eagles. I think they've got less experience, got newer players. They're not going to be as sure of what they're supposed to do and where their cuts are supposed to be and all that sort of thing. If they've got to think about keeping from slipping or holding on, a wet football. I don't think it affects passing a whole lot. I really don't. Unless it's pouring down rain, in which case I'm taking Bryson Corn. If it comes to the battle of the running game, I'm taking Tullahoma's running game. Yep. Now, their line has got some work to do. We know that. That's going to be a big challenge for the Wildcats, is that offensive line coming together. True. But I think Bryson Corn could be the difference if the field is wet.
Well, the expectations are high for him this senior season as Coach Olivan's staff has.
And they should be. When was the last time Tullahoma had a running back that was 5'11", 225?
Yeah, I mean, that's Jamal Lewis size, man. 5'11", 225, huh?
I mean, seriously.
That's Jamal Lewis size right there. But, he's going to run with a purpose. He's a north-south guy. He don't dance around a whole lot. He will run you over, and he's physical presence. Tullahoma just needs to open some holes for him. And you remember, Shelbyville had a pretty good running back 2 years of their own that lit us up last time they were here. Jamal Harden ran for 303 yards against us 2 years ago.
We needed to be reminded of that.
Well, I'm just saying, a running back could take this game over, but my money's on Corn on a wet ball. Wet field, dry field. Corn's going to be an impact player in this game.
Oh, absolutely.
I agree.
Bryson Corn, no question about it. All right. So let's move our attention to Region 5A. Now, we've touched on a couple of those games. Spring Hill takes on Summit. Most picked Summit to win that region. Shelbyville sort of picked second in the Murphy Fair magazines. And then there's Page. The Page Patriots, 8-4 last year. They lost a lot this year. I mean, they lost a lot of players. They take on Fairview. Fairview's a pretty tough little, I believe, 2 or 3A. I'm not sure which they are now. Page takes on Fairview. I like Page to win this game. Just a bigger school.
Well,
more athletes.
These teams with Patriots for the last name are pretty good. The Oakland Patriots, the New England Patriots. Give me the Page Patriots in this game.
Now, a game I won't spend a little bit of time on because I think it's got some interesting storylines, is a team that I believe has a chance. I'm not sure they're going to battle Summit for the Region 5A championship, but I think they're going to decide who wins it. And I think they got a chance to finish second or third, and that's the Franklin County Rebels under Coach Matt McCurry for the second year. They go on the road to Carden-Gerald Field in Manchester, Tennessee to take on the Coffee County Red Raiders, who I believe lost their 2 or 3 best athletes. Certainly the Rozier kid and Lonte Taylor were just dynamite for Coffee County. Both those guys are gone. Franklin County comes in there. They've had another year under Matt McCurry. They've got who I think is just going to be a tremendous quarterback, Nayland Jean. under center, 6'3", 210. Franklin County is going to be a lot stronger in their line. I think the Rebels are going to have their way with the Coffee County Red Raiders Friday night.
I think you're right. I went over to scout this game, as they were two Tullahoma opponents as they are yearly last year in Franklin County, and they whipped Coffee County 36-8 in that game. Dominant possession, time of possession variance. Out of the 48 minutes in that game, I think Franklin County had the ball about 35. They just blew them out, and they're going to do it. No Rozier, no Taylor. The score could be just as bad this year or worse at Coffee County. So, yeah, Franklin County Rebels are going to go 1-0. Mac's going to got a chance for a good season to put some heat on Summit. 5-5 last year. He could go 6-4, 7-3 possibly. We'll see.
Speaking of Alante Taylor, if the Tennessee Volunteers played West Virginia tomorrow, he's starting at cornerback.
Yeah,
are you surprised?
I knew he'd be in the rotation, but I'm not surprised by how he's listening to Coach Pruitt. He's so coachable. I had him in Little League for 3 years, and he's a sponge. He's got a great attitude. He's a great team player, and he just absorbs everything. He's coachable. He's teachable, and he embraces that. And you know what? The first scrimmage they had, he had a couple of interceptions, one off Keller Christ and one off Guarantano. So, look, those are the times to shine. Big players make big-time plays. They become playmakers in big occasions. And, he's got a shot. He's going to be on the field that game.
And he's got a couple of traits that you really want in a cornerback. Mm-hmm. They say he's got loose hips. Yes. And long arms.
Yeah. All those karaoke's I made him do in Little League, we did them every practice.
It's all you, Keller.
Hips,
if it wasn't for you, Alante, he'd be
if it was for me, he would be had a meeting with Nick Saban and been in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, but you didn't have that option.
I didn't,
because you're on the banned list.
I didn't. Yeah.
How many points did the Tullahoma football Wildcats score in the first half against Shelbyville last year? Forget walking into the front door at London's. I'll take it from anybody in London's.
Wow.
How many points did the Wildcats score in the first half against Shelbyville last year? Somebody just holler out the number, and you're going to win this Braves street sign. 37's what I heard.
We've got a Braves fan over here.
37's what it is. That Braves fan is a winner. Congratulations to that Braves fan. All right, Kim, we move we finish up. We talked about Lincoln County, Lawrence County.
Yeah.
You like Lincoln
I like Lincoln
County to win that game. I like Lawrence County to win it. I really have no idea. Now we move to Region 3, 6A. This is the big boys. This is the most powerful region in the state of Tennessee. Oakland, Blackman, Riverdale, Coffee County, Warren County.
Wait a minute.
Kidding.
Come on now.
Cookeville also in this region.
It was good.
Oakland goes to Independence. Now, these are two of the biggest schools in the state of Tennessee. Of course, the one region that could rival the Rutherford County region is this Williamson County region that Independence is in, with Ravenwood, those teams. They're both great. This is top-level high school football in the state of Tennessee. You can hear this Oakland Independence game on 93.9 The Duck. And Oakland played for a state championship last year. They're really, really good. I believe they'll go and beat the Eagles of Independence.
This is going to be a great football game. As you said, it's matchup on matchup. The Gurus, great ones. There's 14 guys, supposedly is what they've tabbed as Tennessee's top 14 football college prospects. 3 of them are in this game, 2 defensive cornerbacks for the Oakland Patriots. Woody Washington committed to the Oklahoma Sooners, and the second one is Adonis Otey, an Arkansas Razorback commitment, going against TJ Sheffield and Independence. He's committed to the Purdue Boilermakers. So you talk about wide receiver matchup on cornerbacks, that's going to be something to see.
And that's Adonis Otey.
Otey, there you go. Otey, I like it.
All right, you like Oakland?
I like Oakland. Yeah. They 13-1 last year. You got to like the Patriots.
Remember, all Oakland football games live, 93.9 The Duck, 7 o'clock every week. Blackman travels to Hendersonville. Now, Hendersonville, not quite the Hendersonville from a few years ago that we remember, the Commandos, super powerhouse. They sort of have staggered the last couple of years. We'll see if they come back. Blackman's got so much talent.
Yeah, they do.
You know, Oakland Blackman, I believe, are the class of this Region 3 6A. The Blackman Blaze, I like their chances to go to Hendersonville and beat the Commandos.
I like the Blaze as well. Master Teague graduated at running back off to Ohio State, and Urban Meyer, so he's going to play for him this year if Urban keeps his job. And, of course, wide receiver Trey Knox, one of the top wide receivers in the state, will lead the Blaze this year.
So I do like Blackman's chances to go to Hendersonville and win that game. We are in Region 3 6A. Dave, I have lost track in my focus here. Do we need another break?
We should take one more.
We must need another break. We'll finish up Region 3 6A and go to Region 5 1A on the other side. Driven by Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma, live at London's. It's the Shasteen Show on 93.9 The Duck.
Have you heard the news? The Russell Barnett Automotive family has launched its new and improved website. That's russellbarnett.com. With over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, then look no further than russellbarnett.com. Online service appointments, customer testimonials, and vehicle history reports, this website has it all. We are the largest Middle Tennessee family-owned dealership with 5 locations to choose from. russellbarnett.com, and why buy anywhere else?
Do you need more? More golf, hunting, or camping? More basketball, soccer, and baseball? Do you need more football? Do you just need more sports? Light Tube's digital sports tier has more sports. Offering 12 additional sports channels for only $3 additional a month? What are you waiting on? Call 455-4515 and get more today.
You're watching The Shasteen Show, presented by Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma on LightTube Channel 23 and 93.9 The Duck. Now back to Scott and Ken at London's in downtown Tullahoma.
The last Shasteen Show before the start of football season. I've been waiting a long time to say that. So every Monday night, we'll certainly break down in some detail the Tullahoma game, the Oakland game, and the Moore County game. And then we'll flesh it out as much as we can. Remember, when college football starts on Monday nights, now we'll be talking not only about last weekend's games, but next weekend's games. Ken, I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a while since I didn't have 2 hours to talk about football. Now, I don't guess we did last year, and we made it work.
Yeah.
But it begins to get to be a lot of football on Monday night because you're right. You find yourself reviewing the weekend's games, previewing next weekend's games. There's really not room for much else in this hour until we get to about February.
We're going to check our time management skills at the door, no doubt, when we come in here on Monday night.
Yeah, we are. So let's do it now. Cookeville goes to Upperman. Cookeville had a great year last year. They really lost a ton of people. Upperman's pretty good. Cookeville's too big a school. I like Cookeville.
Cookeville 10-win team last year. They were really strong. I like the Cavaliers to beat the Bees.
Siegel picked near the bottom of Region 3 6A. They go to Stewart's Creek. I'm going to take Stewart's Creek in this one.
I'm going to take Siegel in this one. They
Okay.
got the Stars. They got stars on their helmet like the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to take the Siegel Stars.
We've talked about Coffee County hosting Franklin County. We both like Franklin County. Warren County.
Oh boy.
They got who do they
They didn't turn in a report. I couldn't find the team they played. They turned in no report.
That's why I needed my list, because this week's games are other places. TSSAA.org is where you go to get the full list.
There you go.
So anyway, whoever Warren County – I know who it is, DeKalb County. Okay. That's a battle of two pretty bad teams, but I'm taking DeKalb all the way against the Warren County.
Is it time to move Warren County? They can't stay in that region, can they?
No, they can't be moved.
Oh,
you can't play down. If you're going to be a 2,000 student school, you're going to play at the top of the classifications, and that's Class 6A. And if you're going to be located in McMinnville, Tennessee, there's no place to go.
Yeah.
Now, they've played to the east before when they were the same classification as White County and Cumberland County and some of those schools.
Yeah.
But once Tennessee went to 6 classifications, that just doesn't leave Warren County and Coffee County anywhere to go except west to Murfreesboro. And they can't beat those teams.
Yeah. I like DeKalb County as well, but you saw a little bit of that Tullahoma Warren County game, correct?
Warren County
that bad, Tullahoma that good. Where are we at here on that 54-day
Well, we talked
score?
about that last week. Tullahoma looked really good, and Warren County looked really bad. They're small. They're slow. They didn't seem to have a plan. And they did not want any part of Bryson Korn. Literally, first play of the game, 9 Warren County Pioneers put their hand on Bryson Korn. They sort of had him stopped and corralled on the sideline, and he just kept churning those feet, and those guys just fell away, and Bryson took it to the house. Now, it got called back on penalty, but they didn't want any part of number 9.
You know the old saying, everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
That's what Mike Tyson said.
That's right.
Somebody. So, anyway, I like DeKalb County to win that.
Yeah, me
we go
too.
to Region 5, 1A, the home of the Moore County Blue Raiders. Moore County football can be heard live on Whiskey Country 105.1, featuring our man Dave Stripling and Joe Abraham.
On the call.
Although in week 1, Dave's going to be with us Thursday night, and then he'll join Moore County in week 2. So Dave bounces around a lot. He's multi-talented. He's multi-dimensional.
He's versatile.
As I said last week. He didn't like me saying he was multi-dimensional. I thought that was a compliment. He's like 4D.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, 4D, man, that's deep.
That is deep,
that's
man.
Deep.
Versatile.
Moore County will host Cascade. Now, Cascade had an absolutely dreadful season last year. Cascade actually didn't win a game last year. Moore County beat them 20-7. Those two square off again, this time in Lynchburg. I like Moore County's chances again. Cascade's going to come back, but they're not coming back that quick. I think Coach Dobbs has got Moore County rolling pretty good. They finished 8-4 last year. I like the Blue Raiders to beat the champions.
Yeah, that home, you're going to be excited to see that home field environment down there. Small town football, man. There's nothing like it down there at Moore County on Friday nights. I like Moore County to win that game. That home field advantage is going to help them.
You just might find one of the 5 faces of Tullahoma Wildcat football in Lynchburg, the Whiskey Barrel, Friday night when the champions come to Lynchburg. Hey, we got no game. We're playing on Thursday.
That's
we got to
right.
go somewhere.
That's right.
I'm not going to watch those guys play. I'd like to scout a future Tullahoma opponent, but I like to get down to Moore County when I can.
You might see your kinfolk down there that was one of the 5 faces of Tennessee football. Johnny Majors might be down there Friday night. That's right.
Coach Majors. Moore County's first 3 games, Cascade, Community, and then they go to Cornersville. I think that's going to be for the Region 5 1A championship. Cornersville opens up against Community. Bless Community's heart. They really give it all they have up there in
that's the Vikings,
Community,
isn't it?
Tennessee. It is the Vikings. And I love their women's teams nicknamed the Vi-Queens.
Yeah.
But the Vikings are they're not going to have much of a shot against a Cornersville team. Now, Cornersville returns a lot of that state final team from last year. They played for the state championship in Class 1A. But they've lost a couple of players to Marshall County. I don't think they're going to be as good. I don't think they're going to make it back to play for a state title. That's something else we didn't get to do, was sort of predict our state finalists. But Cornersville is going to beat Community pretty good.
I agree.
Moore County is going to beat Cascade.
I agree. Cornersville Bulldogs, they won 13 games last year. So you said that. Good tip there for our audience. Marshall County's poached a couple of their players. Intel from Mr. Shasteen.
A couple of the best ones, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Mount Pleasant goes to Monterey. I have no idea what those teams have. I'll take Mount Pleasant. They had a good year last year. They're in Region 5 1A. The game of the night, though, I think really to me is Huntland at Eagleville.
Yeah.
That's a nice rivalry in 5-1 around here. To me, that's the game of the night. Huntland coming off a tough year. They destroyed Eagleville destroyed Huntland last year. I don't know whether they win quite as big as they did last year but I like Eagleville again against the Hornets.
I agree. I like the Eagleville Eagles as well against the Huntland Hornets. Although this game will be closer than 40-0 like it was last year, Huntland's improved.
And finally, Richland goes to Perry County. We don't know. Richland's never any good. I'll take Perry County. I have no idea what they got. We talked about Fayetteville playing Nolensville. We both like the Knights to win that game against the Fayetteville Tigers. So that's kind of a preview of the games involving our area teams coming up this weekend, the opening weekend of high school football. Now, look, every week we will not be able to go this in depth with previewing games because, again, we're talking about last week's games and next week's games. So this was kind of the exception.
The calm before the storm.
The calm before the storm. High school football starts this weekend. Again, I want to remind you of where to go, where you can find area teams. Tullahoma Wildcat football will be on the Rooster 101.5. It's the old fantasy. It's where Benz and I were for 10 years doing Tullahoma football. So the Wildcats are back on the Rooster 101.5. And then on Saturdays, of course, fantasy's always been a Tennessee Vol station. 101.5 will continue to be a Tennessee volunteer station. I'm sort of happy about that. The Wildcats and the Vols are back on the same station.
I'm sure you are.
Gives us a lot more to talk about on Friday night as far as Tennessee football goes.
Right.
We don't have to talk about Alabama.
That's all right.
We can, but we don't feel like we have to because they're not on our station.
Hey, I heard a guy, Drew DeArmond, yesterday said he thought that Jeremy Pruitt was a better college football coach than Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
And we've had him on our show, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah, Drew's a great guy.
Yeah,
now, on Friday nights on this station, 93.9 The Duck, and it remains to be seen, I think, where the Shasteen show continues to be on Monday nights. But on Friday nights, 93.9 The Duck, it's Oakland Patriot football, and on Saturdays, Middle Tennessee State University. On Whiskey Country, 105.1. If you haven't checked that out, check it out. 105.1. Moore County football on Friday nights and Alabama football on Saturday afternoons. Weekends are going to be all about some high school and college football on the Bowman Media Group stations. Ken, it's an exciting time.
It is, and that's Eli Gold and new radio broadcaster for Alabama, John Parker Wilson, in his first year as he takes over as the color analyst for Alabama football this year.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That's right. And new color analyst Dave Stripling on Moore County Raider football beginning week 2, Friday nights on Whiskey Country.
It's going to be a blast.
Or as it's going to be on Fridays, it's Raider Country, 105.1. That's going to do it for us. We appreciate Dave Stripling handling it all as executive producer. Caleb King is our studio engineer. For Ken Keller, I'm Scott Shasteen. Enjoy the football and be good to each other.
The Shasteen Show, presented by Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and brought to you by Southern Community Bank, Rogers Insurance Group, and Mission Collision, is a presentation of Bowman Media Company and 93.9 The Duck. The show is taped before a live audience at London's in downtown Tullahoma, Monday nights at 6 p.m. Come join us for cold beer and Tullahoma's best burgers. Thanks for watching The Shasteen Show on LightTube Channel 23.